Hey, what's up? How's it going? It's me. It's your boy, dude in a big raggedy t-shirt. Well, you thought I was gonna say something else? My hair. I don't, my hair makes me look like I have a girl locked up in the basement, and she likes to struggle. That's what my hair looks like. Yes, I'm wearing glasses. Whatever. I'm not gonna put my contacts in just for some recording, and I was almost not gonna just make a video today because I'm like, I haven't made a video with my glasses. Then I was like, screw it, no, let's just keep pooping out shiny turds because YouTube loves my shiny turds. So let's just get into it. Hey, okay, thanking new followers. Do we have any new followers? No, haha, that was easy. See, no new followers, right? No, no. Okay, moving on. Um, I went through my Steam library. I did a pass. I did a Q&A pass, and I unloaded, I booped, I deleted or redacted, as the FBI would say, all the games that I didn't feel were quite good enough. I want every single game in my Steam library to be a game I can say, this is a really good game, and assuming that you like that genre at all, you should play this game. And more importantly, I just want to make sure that every game in my Steam library to be a game that I've really enjoyed. So, or would enjoy. So there were some games that I was like, like just because I own a game doesn't mean I have to look at it every day, or I have to play it. I'm on another level, guys. I'm on another plane of existence here. I'm on like the gaming nirvana. I'm the love guru. I'm not gonna play a game, that's just meh. I'm not gonna force myself to play a game just because I own it. Uh, so yeah, I dumped some stuff, and it really makes you think. It really makes you think. Um, and I love self-analysis. I do. I'm very introspective, maybe too much so. I have very specific tastes, almost like a fetish, and like someone who has a fetish, you can't get a boner unless that fetish is satisfied. Well, if a game does not satisfy me, or even worse, if it has something in it that's a total downer for me, like a girl saying you got a small penis or something, then I just can't enjoy it. So I was thinking, I realize I don't like ARPGs. It took me a long time to really acknowledge that because when I was younger, and I played a lot of Diablo 2. Because when you're young, you just play whatever your parents get for you, whatever you can get your hands on. So those nostalgia goggles make us think that we like games or even genres we really don't. And also, Diablo 2 is pretty much the best ARPG ever made. Yeah, probably. So, yeah, like anyone would like it. But I realized that I like Diablo 2 only because it had such a cool story. And the world it created, the lore, and the art and everything, I just really got sucked in. I never really enjoyed the gameplay. I never cared about the loot grind. The endless... I never even did the max level grinding for legendaries, or not legendaries, artifacts. I don't remember. Like for me, I played through Diablo. I beat it on hard, the campaign, and that was pretty much enough for me. And then I remember I unlocked like Inferno, no, not Inferno, I unlocked Hell, and I played through half of Hell, and I got bored, and I started a new character, and I beat the story through again, and I beat it through as a barbarian, and I beat it as a necromancer, and then as a druid, and that was it. Like once I beat the campaign, I was done. And looking back, I don't think I'd even have the patience now to play Diablo 2, because even though the story was great, there was all that gameplay in between, which I don't actually like. So, for example, I removed Titan Quest from my list of games that I'm going to play because I realized, yeah, Titan Quest is probably one, the greatest ARPG since Diablo 2, and that anniversary edition they released is it's amazing, but I just it's just an ARPG. I'm not into ARPGs, and let's be real here. The story in Titan Quest, I asked, is apparently it's not that amazing. I also realized I'm really not into mythology, so the fact that it's like in Greek mythology is like a turnoff for me. I don't know why. Like I used to be kind of be interested in that, in mythology, but now not so much. Maybe because since mythology has roots in real world history, it's kind of a mood killer for me because I hate games based in reality, and I don't like it. And with mythology, they have to work within the constraints of the actual mythology of the religion that they're basing it off of. So there's only so much you can do, and it's like knowing that it's not real. I mean, obviously, nothing is real, but knowing that people used to think it was real and now they don't. I don't know. I just find it very dull. Mythology, any mythology. I don't like Vikings. I don't know why I'm not into Vikings anymore. Like I don't even know. I don't know why. I just realized that I'm really not into Vikings. Again, I think it's because it has a lot of historical roots. I mean, I'll play a Viking game if it's really good. I don't hate Vikings like I hate. I don't know. Uh, 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 Nuts in my brownies. But I'm just not really into Vikings. For me, Viking setting or Norse is not a plus. It's just a slight negative modifier. So yeah, I cut out a bunch of games from my library. I realized I'm not really don't really want to play them. Also, I realized I don't really like spaceships. I see that was a hard realization for me to come to because I do enjoy science fiction and I love post-apocalyptic science fiction like Fallout. But I don't like games focused on flying and controlling spaceships. So like if the game is inside a spaceship and you're playing as like some kind of space marine in the spaceship, then that's actually really cool. I like that. But like flying spaceships around in space battles and stuff does not interest me at all. I'm just not into space battles. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to play FTL anymore, even though it's an amazing roguelike. I realize, and the FTL was the game that helped me realize that I just find space battles um, not exciting. Like I'd rather play a game that's far more mediocre. Uh, a more mediocre roguelike if it has a combat mechanic that I find more appealing. Now I know that the company that made FTL are working at Into the Breach now, which is like a mech warrior versus monsters game. That's my kind of sci-fi, and I'm gonna check that out for sure. And if it's great, I'm gonna be playing it. But I just don't like the spaceships, man. But see, because I can enjoy science fiction, I especially like horror science fiction, like Aliens was like the greatest movie ever. But science fiction that focuses on space battles just puts me to sleep. Science fiction that's more about, gritty kind of like personality. For example, XCOM. I love XCOM because the focus in XCOM is armor and weapons and close quarters battles and robots. So I don't know. I'm just not into space battles. I think it's because I'm not interested at all in actually like flight simulators or like piloting a spaceship. Like I would never play something like Elite Commander, Privateer Elite, Elite Dangerous. And even though that games, there are games with space battles where it's not like you don't control it with a joystick. It's more tactical. I guess it reminds me of flying with a joystick, and therefore I don't like it. I was also thinking about JRPGs and visual novels and stuff, and I realized. Well, actually, I realized this before, but I forgot. The reason why I used to really dislike JRPGs was because I hate playing a little kid, and it's also one of the big reasons why I don't like Legend of Zelda, which I'm sure a lot of people will be like, "What? Unsubscribed." I don't like playing a little kid, and it's not just because I'm an old man now. Like even 10 years ago, I never liked playing a little kid because little kids don't have sex. Well, hopefully they're not having sex, and little kids don't bathe in the blood of their enemies. Um, so really, what I'm saying is, games where the main character is like 13, they're usually not very mature in style, substance, content, or options. And like, I don't need to play a game with flopping dicks and cannibalism and I don't know, saying fuck every other word to enjoy it. But I like knowing that that's a possibility, and I like knowing that that I'm not a game's not being held back. And I feel like a game that where you play as a little kid is usually targeted, not necessarily targeted at kids. I mean, obviously, they're like some of these games are more for adults, but it's for it's like adults who want to play games where they can pretend to be a kid. So yeah, I just I hate playing little kids. Hate it. So now I have this rule. My rule is if you can't vote, then I like if the protagonist can't vote, then I don't want to play that game. I'm not saying you have to be allowed to drink in the U.S., but you should be able to sign up for the army. I'm saying I think a game's protagonist should be 18 at a minimum, which I don't think is asking a lot. And it is very interesting if you want to get, I mean, we'll get into philosophy and culture and whatever, but like most American games, the protagonist is like some 30-year-old gruff white military dude with a shaved head. And like has like a traumatized past, and everyone he loves is dead. And then you got these JRPGs, and then Japanese games. Everyone is like 12 or 13, or ooh, he's 15. Oh, he's so old, he's 15. And one of their parents is in the game, and they're still alive, and the other parents, of course, is dead, and they're all like hee hee ha ha, and there's no romance except for be like, ooh, girls, you got cooties, you know. And for some reason, the love interest in those games always has to cook for you. Some freaking Japanese fetish about girls making little rice balls. I don't know. So yeah, it's not so much that I hate playing a kid, which and that is annoying in of itself, but it's what it represents. That if your character is freaking 16, it's not going to be a story full of betrayal and orgies and incest, okay? Unless it's one of those, freaky hentais that isn't sold for mass audiences, you know what I'm saying? Basically, the Japanese, they love saying every 12-year-old girl is a 3,000-year-old dragon. Fuck that shit. I go by the face. It's all about the face. I don't care if it says they're 50 or 5. I just want to look at the face. So I look at the game and I give the protagonist the face test, and I say, how old do you look? Do you look like you might be able to vote? You know? So if they want to say the character's 17 or maybe even 16, I'll still play it as long as the dude looks like he's shaven. But if the character looks like he just hit puberty and he hasn't got any balls, he doesn't have any hairs on his balls yet, I don't care if they say he's 20, okay? And yeah, so I think that's going to be my litmus test for interest in Japanese games and Japanese visual novels. And so I went through my wish list and my library. Luckily, I don't own any games of Japanese RPGs where you're a little kid, because I don't really own many of those RPGs in general. I had like 2 on my wish list, got rid of those, and otherwise we're good there. So yeah, that's kind of the topic for the day, is understanding oneself. Because people need to understand, and it sounds stupid, but it's actually really hard for people to understand that a game can be objectively good, but you personally can hate it because it's not your cup of tea. I've seen many, many games that are fantastic, but I would never play them because I don't enjoy that type of game. And there are some games they got shit reviews. Like I don't even know. There's maybe something wrong with me, but there's so many games that got shit reviews that I really enjoy. I think I have like I almost have a taste or a weakness for Eurojank and like ugly indie games. Like I'd rather play an ugly indie game that isn't perfect than some gorgeous game that isn't really what I'm looking for. So yes, and that also helped me move around my wish list and stuff. In other news, I decided that I'm going to keep an eye out in the future for mods. Not mods, as in moderators for Twitch chat. I mean mods, as in mods for games. I don't want to go into modding like crazy again, because I become obsessed. I was obsessed with modding like everything else, and I always take things too far. But in general, I think there are some mods that are really good. In particular, mods that are unofficial patches, restoration of content that is like actually found in game files that was never finished because they were on a budget in a rush, and mods that take existing content and slightly change it to make it more logical, more immersive, maybe more difficult or a little more fun, and that's it. Nothing that adds like totally new quests or new companions just for the hell of it, or new towns and 50 new guns, something like that. Because I want to stick with the artistic vision of the designer. I want the game to actually function, which it will stop when you install 10,000 mods. And also, I don't want to spend a lifetime modding every game. And also, it's important that when people watch me play a game, that when they ask about a quest, I don't want to say it's in the game and it's not in the game because it's from like a mod. So it's important that the game I stream is the game they can play, I think. Now, in keeping with the discussion of mods, I've been thinking. Well, I was looking into the Steam profile and Steam account and stuff. And by the way, friend me on Steam, giving away free games. And I want friends. I'm lonely. Feels bad man with a gun. But I was looking because I'm OCD. And I'm actually OCD. I'm not saying OCD is haha, I'm OCD. And then people with OCD get upset because you're making light of their OCD. No, I'm actually OCD. So when I say because of my OCD, I mean my actual OCD, not like haha OCD, like haha autism. Like real autism. And apparently Symmetra in Overwatch is actually autistic, so good for you, Blizzard. Anyway, so when I remove games from my library, which I do in of itself because I can't stand seeing games that I don't like. I was concerned about badges and achievements like being left behind, and then I have to look at them, and so the game's not really gone, and that would trigger me. So I was doing research on achievements and badges on Steam, and you guys might find this interesting. If you don't have a badge for a game, and you remove the game from your library, it removes the badge progress from your badge list, which, thank God, because can you imagine having freaking like 50 different unfinished badges that you're never going to finish because they're for games you got rid of? I'm not talking about refunded, though obviously if it happens when you remove it from your library, it's going to happen for refunds. Now, if you have a card, like if you remove a game from your library but you already earned a card because you played it, it will still show, but just get rid of the card, sell it or turn it to gems, and then the progress bar it'll disappear. It will disappear. So don't worry. You're only fucked if you actually crafted the badge. If you already have a badge for that game, then you can't get rid of the badge. So, but if you freaking craft a badge for a game, then decide you want to get rid of the game, well then, that's on you. You're an idiot. So don't craft badges for games that you're not sure you want to keep. And if you remove a game, just make sure you get rid of cards for the game, and then it will disappear, and you won't see that horrible, just blank achievement, blank badge thing. Now for achievements in Steam are interesting. In that you cannot see an overview of all your achievements. You can only see like achievement by the game, which is weird, but it's kind of good. That way you can pretend, because games you don't have anymore, you won't see their achievements. So you can pretend that you don't have those achievements, though technically you still have them. When you unlock an achievement for a game, even if you get rid of that game, you still have that achievement, which is very unfortunate. And I don't know if that's ever going to change because it's like database issues. They can't get rid of that. But you won't see it. I mean, it's possible to see it. There are websites that you can look at out of Steam that'll track your achievements and stuff. But it's a lot less triggering than badges because you cannot see an overview. Now, there is something on Steam that shows your percentage of games completed per achievements per game you own, and it counts games you remove. So if you're trying to have like 100% completion rate, you're fucked. Luckily, I don't care about that. That doesn't bother me. I'm never going to have 100% completion on achievements. I'm not an achievement hunter. I just don't want achievements for games I don't own. That's all. So I don't care about that part, that it shows, percentage completion is never going to be, properly tabulated because of games you removed. And for achievements, you technically still have it, but you can't really see it. So out of sight, out of mind. Don't worry about it. So anyway, and this is actually leading to something. I checked to see if I had any achievements for games that I removed from my library, because I removed a bunch and I never checked this before. And thank Gaben, there was only one game that I have achievements for that I removed from my library, and that was Fallout New Vegas. So, in keeping with our discussion about mods, and because of my OCD and my superstitiousness, I take this as a sign that I shouldn't give up on Fallout. I should play Fallout again. Because if you know me, you know in the past I said that I was done with Bethesda games for a variety of reasons I don't want to get into because then this will get even longer. But I wasn't going to play Fallout 3 or New Vegas or 4 again or ever or whatever. Well, okay. So I have taken Fallout 3 and New Vegas back into my library, and I put Fallout 4 back on my wish list, and I will play through them and mod them. But I'm only going to mod them, as I said previously, just to unofficial patch and stuff like that. No new content. I don't want to go crazy again, and I don't want to break the game. I'm not going to play Fallout 3 again. I've already beaten Fallout 3 multiple times on freaking Xbox and PC. And there's no achievements in Fallout 3 anyway. So I'm done with Fallout 3. So I'm going to play New Vegas. Not now. Eventually. Eventually. Probably not anytime soon, to be quite frank. And I know some people really wanted this, so there you go. I will play New Vegas again, because I know it's going to be hard to believe, but I've never beaten New Vegas. I've never beaten New Vegas, and I've only done like 2 of the DLC. Because things kept coming up, and the game kept crashing and crashing and crashing, and I went insane. I literally went insane from the crashing and the modding, and I had like a mental breakdown. If you were in my channel, you remember. So I'm going to be doing much less modding, and try and hopefully just keep the freaking game stable. And I mean, I do have to do a few mods. I'm not going to say no mods at all. But I'm going to keep it super low, just unofficial patch. No, not even any texture stuff. So we're going to play through New Vegas eventually. We're going to do like 100% playthrough. Or at least 100% of content I can find. I'm not going to use a guide. And I'm not going to add the crazy mod that makes, you fight Thor and extra dimensional super aliens. I will install, the standard monster mod, but I'm not going to, again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is to people who are like old school, who remember. I'm not going to install the Weirder Things mod where everything went crazy. It's going to be super down low. And we're just going to play through New Vegas and maybe get some more achievements, since I already got achievements for New Vegas. And eventually, we will play Fallout 4, which I've never touched. And I've watched, a lot of Fallout 4 streamed on Twitch. Because that's just the world you live in. But I've never seen anyone play it modded. And I haven't really seen any of the DLC. So it should still be new content for me. And there's a lot of Fallout 4 that sucks donkey dick. So I have to mod Fallout 4 to even play it, because of the Radiant quests and the issues with that Mama Murphy and the fucking shit settlements and the useless Minutemen and all that shit. Like, if I wasn't gonna mod it, I wouldn't even play it. So, and the longer I wait, the more and better the mods are that fix that garbage. So no rush. Eventually, in the future. When I'm getting ready to play Fallout 4, that's when I'll play New Vegas, and then we'll play 4 afterwards, and it'll be like a 3-month Fallout bonanza. Actually, what I want to do is play Fallout 1 and 2 again, and then Fallout Tactics, then New Vegas, then Fallout 4. Because the best Fallouts, of course, were the originals. Fallout 1 I did beat on stream a while ago, but we'll play through it again. It's not that long. It's great. Fallout 2. Didn't beat it on stream. Also, there's a mod for Fallout 2 I want to try out. The only mod for Fallout 2 that I want to play is a restoration mod. Apparently, Fallout 2 was rushed, and there's a lot of cut content in Fallout 2. Also, some unfinished bugs. So this restoration mod is supposed to just restore missing content and fix some bugs. And Fallout 2 I've played. I've beaten it 5 times. So this would actually be new content for me, which would be cool. So we'll do that with Fallout 2. We'll play through Fallout Tactics. I've never played through Fallout Tactics. I always said someday, because it's just a different kind of game. And I wasn't really into that kind of game. But so we'll play through Fallout Tactics on easy or something, just to get through it. And then we'll do a slightly modded New Vegas, and then Fallout 4. So Fallout is back, along with some very light modding. Very light modding. I know you're rolling your eyes at me, Wonderwop. I see you. But yes, very light modding, okay? And and before you guys ask, I will not be playing Elder Scrolls. Don't push your luck. I just hate Elder Scrolls. I don't like, for Elder Scrolls, I don't like the games. For Fallout, I didn't like Bethesda. Well, and I had some issues with Fallout 4, but yeah. So I'm never playing Elder Scrolls. But we'll play some Fallouts in the future, and we will not play 3 again. Which should make some people happy also, because you guys have seen that to death and beyond. So we will not play 3. I'm done with 3. So it'll be 1, 2, Tactics, New Vegas, then 4 someday. And I'm not in a rush. I'm waiting for that $20 all DLC included Game of the Year Fall 4 edition. You know it's going to come. Maybe even this year for Christmas. For Christmas this year, the Hess truck's here. And by the way, speaking of modding, I am a official lifetime member of the Nexus. I don't really give money to individual mod authors, but I do support the Nexus. Instead of instead of ad blocking or watching their ads, I paid them a lot of money actually, only because they had a lifetime membership. If it was monthly, I'd be like, fuck this. I don't do monthly. But they had a lifetime membership to be a lifetime supporter. Okay, I can do that. So I gave them a big chunk of change. I'm a lifetime premium supporter of Nexus, so I'm doing my part for the modding community. Steam has like the Steam Workshop, and it's cool because you can like subscribe to mods right there in Steam, and it'll automatically download new updates of the mods for you. But it's bad because if it's just because the game doesn't have Steam Workshop doesn't mean you can't mod it. Nexus has mods for plenty of games that will never have Workshop access, and I don't trust Steam. I do not trust Steam to allow more risque or controversial mods, and I don't trust Steam not to try and start charging money. Like even Lord Gaben said something about modders should get paid, and this was recent after the whole Elder Scrolls debacle. So we'll see. We'll see there. So yeah, wow, it's amazing. I talk and talk every day, and every day I have something new to talk about. Who knew I'd be so good at these vlog things? So yeah, to recap, I think it's really important as a gamer to recognize that a game can be good, but you can hate it. And you have to understand what kind of games you enjoy, and if there are any particular things in games you hate that trigger you that you should avoid in games, like, for example, playing a little kid. And armed with a newfound knowledge and strength, I took a hacksaw to my library and chopped off some of the weakest links. Plus, I've decided to mod when applicable, but sparingly. And I have decided that I will I will give Fallout its due, and we will play the new Fallouts as well as the old. Oh yeah, and speaking of games removed, I decided Binary Domain is getting the axe. Binary Domain has the greatest story and the shittiest gameplay of any game I've played. I'm not going to suffer through that horrible game again, just for the great cutscenes. I highly recommend, though, just find on YouTube Binary Domain All Cutscenes movie and just watch it. It's like an hour and a half, and it is a really good movie, and it's a great story. It's like a CG anime, a good anime, very reminiscent of Ghost in the Shell. So don't suffer through the shit game, but watch the movie. And yeah. Oh, and in other news, I purchased Beyond Despair. It's not quite the kind of game that you could play forever, just fuck around like other survival games. But it is a really good game. And it's actually fucking scary. So I need to find people to play with because it's too scary for me to play by myself. But Beyond Despair actually is really, really good. Check it out. It's $12. When it's out of early access, it's going to go to $15. Personally, they should just do promotional sales because people are too stupid to realize a game's on permanent, like a discount. They don't see the green discount, and I'm probably going to end up playing Beyond Despair and Conan Exiles instead of either or because they're very different experiences, and I think I could enjoy them both. And games like multiplayer, survival-y kind of ongoing development games, I think will be really good to base the community around. Because I do think that a channel that has some sort of game that you could use as your flagpole is good. It is good for a healthy community. It doesn't matter what game it is. It could be freaking Minecraft, Darkest Dungeon, just a game that you could say this is my game, and like that's the game, your go-to game, and you have nothing else to play, and you hang out with your fans. And a survival game is like, the game for that. Plus, I really just want to play them. I think that's it. I cannot think of anything else. Oh, I also got rid of some shooters. Um, like Legendary, which is a shit shooter. I was just going to play for laughs, but my library is too good for games for laughs. And I realized I really am not into shooters. Only shooters that feel like a first-person RPG shooter. Like just Doom, Serious Sam, Painkiller. I'm really, really not into those. So I got rid of a few random shooters I had. I also realized I'm not really into city management or sim games. I got rid of pretty much all my sim. I didn't really have many of those because I always knew I didn't like those. But there were some eclectic kind of city games that were more of an RPG that I sort of thought maybe I could enjoy, but like games like Startopia, Space Colony, Evil Geniuses, Spellforce, but resource management. I mean, I'm sure there are some games that I want to be a character in the game to be connected, and I want to be able to fight. And then if I have a base to build, that could be one thing. But just like classic God kind of SimCity games, it's like blah. Well, okay, I'm just gonna end it here because this has gone on way too long. It's amazing how I can just keep talking and talking and talking. So I'm going to head out. Oh, Spry gum. Dentist recommended, my dentist at least. It doesn't have sugar. Instead, it uses xylitol, which apparently not only is it a sweetener, but it kills bacteria. So it's like dental defense gum. You're supposed to have one piece after every meal, and it kills bacteria in your mouth to prevent cavities. That's what my dentist said, and that's what the internet said. My dentist is like this new agey kind of guy, but he seems to be really smart, and I got teeth issues I'm trying to take care of. And the gum tastes fine, so fuck it, And no, I'm not sponsored by Spry. That would be cool, but who the hell would sponsor a dude with 5 viewers, I'm just trying to help you guys out. So look into Spry gum if you want to try some alternative teeth remedies. I'm not saying stop brushing your teeth. This is in addition to everything else. But save your teeth, guys. Like everyone I know, it seems like everyone around me's teeth are falling out all at once. Even other streamers, like freaking Asmongold's teeth are falling out, and I had a bunch of cavities. I'm going to the dentist every week to take care of my teeth. It's like I got teeth on the brain, okay? So take it from me, if you have good teeth now, it catches up to you, okay? Like once you hit 30, all those years of not taking care of your teeth, all of a sudden all your teeth, like every tooth just falls out at once. Okay, it's like a car. After 10 years, everything breaks at once because the warranty's over. And they freaking rig it so everything breaks because now they need you to buy a new car. Alright, I'm going now. Thank you guys for being part of Twitch's friendliest tiny Twitch community. One day I'll get that right. Thank you for being part of the friendliest tiny Twitch community. And now I'm going to go stream, even though it's freaking 10 o'clock at night on a weekday. I'm a horrible, horrible streamer. I'm a horrible employee. I'm a horrible son. But I'm going to go stream now because a few hours is better than no hours. But before I started, I'm like, I gotta make a video. I gotta make this content. I took a vow, not of celibacy, because that just happened anyway. I didn't need to take a vow for that. XD. I'm trying no streamerino in the chatterino, and no streamerino unless I make a video reno. So this was my video reno, so I could streamerino. No spammerino in the chatterino. No spammerino in the chatterino. Yeah, drugs are bad. Don't do drugs, kids.